We're live. 21st of July 2021. Now it's, tell you what the time is, it's 3:10 in the morning. I'm walking to work. As we're into work, keeps me fit. I enjoy the walk. But I'm enjoying the walk more at this moment in time because of how cool it is. Hi to you, KG, how you doing? So I enjoy the walk, but at this time in the morning, it is relatively cool. Okay. However, now I'm not gonna do a however. Actually, I'm gonna go through the story. So I'm on earlies this week, and I enjoy earlies. I don't much like getting up for the early, but for me to start work at 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning, that's ideal for me because I get to work my shift, work my duty, and then I get the day to myself to do what I need to do. Whether it's pick the kids up from school, go to the gym, go and see a friend of mine about whatever, or all of them. I can do all of those things and still get to bed at a relatively decent time. That's not a problem. So yesterday I start my duty, I do a bit of overtime yesterday, and the bus that I had in the morning, when I checked the bus over, I put the air conditioning on straight away. Now, I've been telling drivers this for the longest time. On the majority of buses, especially the LTs, work. Fuck it. The driver's going to be hot today. Yeah. No, it's not like it does that, no. The air conditioning actually works. The problem with it is the fact that when drivers check their bus over in the morning, they neglect to turn the air conditioning on to see if it works. This is the problem. So if you turn it on, it will come through cold and it will stay cold all damn day because there's only one compressor in the in these LTs, and once it heats up from the heat of the rest of the engine and everything else that goes along with it, then you've got no chance of that thing producing any cold air when you turn the air conditioning on. But if you turn it on when the engine's actually cold, it tends to stay cold. So I did my first half yesterday, and I was on my break at 9:20 in the morning was my break, and I was cool as a cucumber. I'd walk to work. I didn't become sweaty because it's just nice to walk in this kind of temperature. It's cool. And we're back. Yeah, so it's not. And it's like I go for my second part of the day, which is only 3 trips, only 3 hours long. It's easy, And I said to the driver, "Did you check the air conditioning?" "Yes," he says. Yeah, of course he did. Because I see him. I mean, I could have been mistaken, but I'm pretty sure I see him push the air conditioning button on sneakily before he gets out of the cab. Now, he knows my opinion on air conditioning in the buses, especially in the morning. So if you check the bus and turn it on, it will stay cold. I don't think he actually done that. A lot of drivers that don't bother with it and then have the audacity to complain about the heat. So yeah, for me, working in the morning is way better because I get a clean cab, I get a relatively clean bus, I get air conditioning that works, and I don't care what anyone says that aircon works in all the buses in the morning, just turn it on. So there we go. But I've done a video previously on the heat on London's buses because it's not just the driver that suffers, it is our passengers. And granted, even though my opinion of air conditioning is that it works if it's turned on early in the morning, there are still some instances of air conditioning not working on our buses at all, whether it's for the driver or for the passengers. And that causes me a lot of concern, because my concern is how many people is it going to take, whether it's a driver or a member of the public, how many people is it going to take to pass out from the heat before something gets done about it? Because if this was a car, if this was my car, for example, and it's below a certain age, and I know it's under warranty, and I know the condition of the car and how many miles I've done on it, and the air conditioning for some reason stops working, to me, that's a fault with the car that Nissan can deal with. That's a warranty issue. It's not that it needs regassing, because it's too young in order to need a regas. But these buses are serviced every 4 weeks. Let me say that again. These buses, all of them, every 4 weeks, they are serviced. Why is the air conditioning not touched? This is what I want to try and find out, because I've seen videos online of, and I don't know how real this is. This is what gets me. I don't know the validity of the videos that I've seen, but I've seen some videos of the so-called compressor in the bus not being attached to anything. That's why it's not producing any cold air. And again, I can't verify. I can neither confirm nor deny whether those videos are real or not, so I don't know. But it does cause me some concern. So for these buses to get serviced every 4 weeks and the aircon to still not work, that is quite worrying. Because sooner or later, and it is going to happen, sooner or later, a member of the public or a driver is going to pass out. And I'd rather, sadly, as bad as this is going to sound, I'd rather it was a member of the public than a driver. Because if it is a driver, that's when accidents happen. Now, I know, and you know, because we all deal with common sense here, that if you're going to be in a hot environment, i.e. a bus, you're going to need to take some water with you. So obviously I've got water, I take water. If I haven't got any water, then I get water, stay hydrated. The problem with that is the fact, because you're in what is essentially an oven, the water that you buy becomes hot very quickly. And there's nothing worse than drinking warm or hot water. It is absolutely vile. It's not very nice. And the thing is, it's like we are in essentially a greenhouse, because you have to have the window open to, circulate COVID particles right past your nose. I've done many rants on this, because even though the buses are sealed, it makes absolutely no difference. And I spoke to an engineer about this recently, actually, and it is basically a humongous placebo. It gives us a sense of false security, having the cabs all sealed off. It makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. It really doesn't. It's just to show that they've done something. So yeah, sealed cabs doesn't do nothing. It's a nice gesture, but it doesn't do anything. So we have to keep the window open in order to get some kind of breeze or some air. If it was down to me, I'd have the window shut and have the air conditioning switched on. That way I don't sweat like Prince Andrew. But it's just it just drives me mad. So what can we do? What can we do to try and get cooler buses in London, regardless of what company it is. So before someone starts saying, "Oh, Chris is having a dig," no, this is about all buses. This is about every single bus in London and possibly the country. I don't know. I do know that if you go abroad anywhere and you get on a bus, whether it's Spain, Australia, anywhere really, you've got air conditioning that works, and it is amazing. It's amazing. It works. You feel like you're in some kind of luxury liner. It's actually a dirty bus, but it feels that way because you've got air conditioning. So what can we do? So drivers, listen to me very carefully. If you are a bus driver and your air conditioning is not working, now granted that back in the day drivers didn't have air conditioning and it is a luxury, I get that. However, if it's fitted in the damn bus, it then no longer becomes a luxury, it becomes a usable tool, and the tool should be there to use when needed, and it should work. It's as simple as that. You see, bus companies choose to have air conditioning fitted in these buses when they buy them. They should ensure that that works. So drivers, in the morning when your bus is being checked over by yourself, turn the air conditioning the fuck on and leave it on. Make sure the damn thing works. If it starts working and then an hour or two into your half it stops working or starts blowing through warm or hot air, report it. Damn it, report it, because it's clearly a fault with the bus. Report the fact that your AC isn't working, because if someone passes out on your bus, whether it's you driving or someone else driving, and you failed to report faulty air conditioning, motherfucker, that's on you. It's as simple as that. I blame you because you didn't do what you needed to do in order to keep your passengers comfortable and safe. It's as simple as that. Secondly, passengers, if you are feeling uncomfortable and you are extremely hot on the bus, don't be rude, just bring it to the driver's attention, because it may well be working for the driver. Possibly, I don't know. But say to the driver, excuse me, the bus is extremely hot. Is there any way of reducing the temperature, please? And if the driver says the air conditioning's on, right, then ask the driver to report the air conditioning isn't working. Now, this is the bit that drivers are not going to like, because I'm going to give the public some more advice right now. This might not be the fault of the driver, especially if it's past 12 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, passengers, listen very closely. If you are hot on the bus, okay, you cannot always blame the driver. What you can do is not make a complaint about the driver, but make a complaint about the bus, that you were incredibly uncomfortable due to the heat. And you can actually say that the driver did their level best to try and get the temperature to cool down by stopping the bus, letting it cool down, open. You can say anything you like. To pull their fingers and do something about it, because as a member of the public, why is it going to have to take someone getting hurt or suffering, or it's too foggy? We live in a climate that is very diverse, you see, but we should expect it by now. We really should. For me, I love this sort of weather. I could